Welcome everyone to the New Vegas Strip. Today we'll be delving into the bowels of Vault 21, a vault turned hotel, currently run by Sarah Weintraub. She is a lovely gal to chat to. You can get a few speech checks, there's a quest in returning vault suits to her, and all round, she's not a bad gal to chat to. Gives you a bit of information on the strip. Her brother works just beside Michelangelo Sign Workshop, and we'll see a wee bit of dialogue between her and her brother. Now, I know what you'll want to see. What's this place look like at night? Nicely well lit up. Look at the neon signs. Michelangelo at his work. Let's head straight on in to the gift shop. Once inside, you'll be greeted by Sarah.
Hey.
Yeah, I was talking about earlier. There's also a really small terminal in this room. I don't know, I just find it really adorable looking. The mat that you just walked in, some of you may recognise from Tranquility Lane and Fallout 3. I love callbacks like that. There's a water fountain that will give you no rads if you're playing on hardcore or you just need some health regain. Not a bad place to be. The Vault 21 reception terminal has the same things that you'll find on her terminal in her room, but this one's a very hard lock, which is always a bit strange to me. She has her dresser key and her room pass card on her, as well as quite a significant amount of caps. There's also an unusually large car over to the right here. It's just slightly bigger than the rest. Odd, but still pretty awesome. Heading on down, there's no vault door that opens for this place. And to give you a bit of a background, it essentially ran an experiment, although it was probably the best out of most of the vaults in the game, where any dispute was settled through gambling. The winner basically took all. It was a unique way to go about it, but it makes sense considering the fact that this is, of course, in Las Vegas. Now, if you go over to the right here, you'll find that it sort of loops around up to the atrium. And you can get a little door in here. You can find the Vault 21 control terminal, which you can't access the life support security or anything. I presume Mr. House controls it remotely, meaning that you don't have to worry. Could have been some cut content, maybe there was a quest involved in the vault at some point. It is a much larger vault, but a lot of the lower levels were filled in by Mr. House with concrete, so you only have this the top level. But it's quite easy to get lost. So the best way to word it here is if you go up to this level above us here, there is nothing. Do not take any staircase other than the way you just came in. So see this? Off limits. Just don't. There's no point. There's nothing up there. There's literally nothing. There's no rooms. It just loops around and then brings you back down. So this is the level you want to concentrate on. Now let's go to the main room. This is your humble adobe that you'll be able to stay in once you give Sarah a wee bit of money, bit of caps. Some of the lockers may contain vault suits and a lot of the dressers have cams and other useful items. This is Sarah's room. With it unlocked, you can either do it through two ways. One, get her key. Well, three ways. Two, lockpick it. Or three, you can get friendly with her. She'll bring you down here. Now look at that there. Little snow globe. The strip. Give that to Mr. House, you'll get like 1,000 caps. It's so worthwhile. As for the dresser, another case of however you want to unlock it. She's not going to give you the key for it though. So bear that in mind. Some of the jumpsuits you can give back to her for her quest. I think 22 and Vault 3 should certainly work. She's got Scotch purified water and a lot of caps. And then, as I said, check all the Vault 21 lockers for jumpsuits. She will not accept the 21 jumpsuits. The Vault 21 jumpsuits, she won't. So bear that in mind. Now let's have a read of her terminal. Weintraub's mail. She sent one to Sheldon, which is her brother, Michelangelo. Hey lil sis, how are you holding up? I miss you so much, Sarah. This place makes me want to run back to our home every single day. I just had to write to you so I could feel a bit warmer. The warehouse's cold air weighs on me heavily as the concrete that Mr. House dumped into our vault. Damned be his soul. Yeah, I imagine that you did not expect that outburst from your cool bro, but here I am, reaching the end of the corridor. Emptiness in my muse, doubt is my only mistress. Everything that inspired me slowly drifts back into nothingness, into an unfathomable void where I neither find light nor its radiance searches for the spring of my soul. Bah, don't I sound pathetic? I do not wish to worry you, little sis. I just wish I could be there with you right now. Perhaps once I find my strength again, once I finish the latest suggestion for Mr. House, I'll venture onto the strip and visit you. My thoughts are with you, hot-headed roadster. Our influential friends, this is Charlene Tan writing to say thank you for the great experience we had at your hotel. I can't wait to tell my inner circle. As you recall, my husband Biff is a very respected and influential man in our wealthy community. Miss Schott, Ingrid Dinger, and Lady Bofton will soon come for tea in our estate, and I will direct them your way. They will love the quaint and rustic feel of your cramped underground hole. Even Biff still talks about his new favourite ranging garb. The leather from my Vault 21 suit contains the scent of unwashed ages. He says to all our visitors, but he won't let them try it on for 1 minute, dear. Most sincerely, Miss Tan. Then she actually sent one to her brother. What's shaking, my cool bro? You'll be happy to know that our vault is packed and coasting along. Even with those legionaries, bad news. We still get plenty of NCR squares down here. They're all chirpy and don't appear to mind that Caesar is cruising for a bruising all over the place. Maybe the NCR is stronger than we thought. I don't know. You think we can trust them over Mr. House? I still feel all clutched over what we did to keep our home. I mean, yeah, it's good that we got to keep part of the vault, but I can't shake the thought that one of those days he'll just push me out into the open once he does not need us anymore. I can tell you we should have never accepted the challenge. But that shuckster cheated us, I'm sure. Anyway, you've heard all that before and just wanted to bring you a smile. Cheer you up, Buttercup. I miss you, Sarah. Alright, let's have a little nosy now. So, as you wander around, there's a little games room. And inside, there's a little jukebox, there's a vending machine, lots of other things you can pick up. Usually this place is quite populated with gamblers and travellers. Now, I did mention that this place was filled in at one point by Mr. House. So, if you go all the way down here, you can see the bit that was concreted in. Yeah, it presumes that there is a lot more going on to this vault than meets the eye. In this case, it doesn't matter too much, does it now? So, back to the games room. As you move along, you find more rooms, and you find strip ladders. Now, we can read all of these. Dear Edna, lost all our money in the casino. Send more ASAP. We'll get it back. Trust me. Lenny. Will you though, Lenny? Will you though? Check all the dressers for caps, meds, clothes, stuff you can sell if you don't mind the hit to your karma for doing so. This room has a few gamblers chilling about. They all have bathrooms, but they don't have any like first aid kits like in Fallout 4 or anything, so don't bother checking beyond that. There's two main characters that you will find here. This room, I believe you will run into a lady, but only after you go to the vault, so bear that in mind. Strip ladder 2. Billy, don't be mad. I just lost all our savings at the tops last night. Not my fault. I was on a hot streak, was up 2,000 caps, but then I had a run of bad luck and lost it all. I'm going to see if I can scrounge up some more and try and win it back. Please don't hate me, Sue. Well, Sue, that wasn't the smartest decision in the world, but at least you partially owned up to that. Moving around to this room here. More Vault 21. More dressers for you to pinch at. And as you move around, you'll eventually come to some inaccessible doors. And what you'll soon discover is the place is really just a ring of rooms. Best way to describe it is, obviously, you come down the main entrance. That was the wee room with the control things that you have no access to. And then you come into the main atrium. Then, really, it's just a loop of rooms around the games room. And then there's the diner. Now, the diner has a named character that you will want to speak to. His counterpart gives you an unmarked quest, but he gives you a full quest. His name's Carlitos, and he's normally found in here, but it appears, given that it's 4 a.m., he's not here right now. So we'll wait a few hours, bring him in. There he is. So you chat away to Carlitos, and he will send you to Joanna, who is a gal in the Gomorrah. The quest can end with 1,000 caps, so it's definitely worthwhile picking up. Joanna does give a quest herself, but it's unmarked. This dude's one is marked. So again, he'll always be here no matter what, so speak to him, get the quest. As for the other gal, she's only there during that active quest. I'm not sure if she actually stays on. There is the other games room, There is a chessboard and a few other things. We can just go through. You can see it's actually not... You can steal the chessboard. That's about it. The rest of this place is pretty much not accessible in the slightest. After you've had a little look at that room, head this way. And you'll be able to get the next one. They actually don't seem to care if you steal it. Hey Mom, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is I didn't lose all my money on the silly gambling games, as you call them. Bad news is that I lost all my money on one of the girls at Gomorrah. You may have liked her though, she was a real classy lady. Well, since there's nothing left for me here and I'm all out of caps, I'll be heading home soon. Love you, Dennis. Lovely. The guest terminals do have options to the services. There is a dinner menu. You can see aspartame sugar bombs, real corn flour pancakes, savoury iguana sausages for breakfast. Lunch is mesquite flavoured cazador wing, yum num num num. Apple sauced gecko stew, creamy mac and cheese. Then for dinner, Brahmin sirloin and bighorn cheese. Yum yum deviled eggs over pork and beans, or grilled mantis claw on pinion nuts. The gift catalogue includes Vault 21 suits, toasters, books, card decks, sensor modules, pool sets, nitrogen canisters, pre-war toys, and a few others. Did you notice that when we were looking at the toy car, there was 2 sensor modules? I only realised now. One's an oversized one, which is kind of cool. I love the oversized stuff that you have in there. They're a strange yet satisfying thing to find. Courtesy intercom, wake-up calls, laundry services, guided tours, strip-style poker lessons, room service, and network access. Then you can also access the history of the Vault, so a paradise of equality. Vault 21 is a story unlike any other nuclear fallout shelter. You're about to learn why. It is common knowledge that some vaults were built and organised with motives that went beyond their function as safeguards of our last great hope, the worst that humanity would survive, even the worst catastrophic imaginable war. Vault 21 was one of these experiment vaults. In the spirit of Las Vegas, our vault was built and organised around gambling. Everything you see here follows the idea humans can coexist and organise their lives based on the principle that skill is the only factor that should tip the blind balance held by Lady Luck. We embodied the perfect equilibrium between self-reliance and social equality. Each level of Vault 21 was symmetrical and transparent. Each room looked exactly like the next, and every gambling place was built in plain sight, so that no other person would have an advantage over the other. Thanks to this, quarrels in our society were solved from an equal starting ground. The best won, just like our American dream promised so long ago. After 200 years of living in harmony, we finally awoke in the nature of the world outside, when Mr. House, in his able wisdom, resurrected our lost city of New Vegas, opening to a new world. 7 years ago, House rebuilt and reorganised the city of New Vegas. Vault 21 rests in the middle of the strip, and it was inevitable it would become part of the city's bright future. Mr. House contacted our community and offered us to participate in the resurgence in New Vegas. Most 21 dwellers refused the offer. Life was comfortable, safe, fruitful. We had grown so accustomed to the benefits of our isolated society, we could not conceive of leaving it behind for an unknown future teetering on the precarious balance. Still, there were some among us who disagreed with the prevailing wisdom. They challenged on Mr. House's behalf each of the Vault level's representatives that supported continuing our isolation. According to the custom, a game would be set where the winner would decide the course of the community's future. A game of blackjack was scheduled and held in the very level of Vault 21. After many hours of grueling struggle, Mr. House's supporters won an extremely risky and fateful gambit. They decided to open the doors up to the world. The rest upheld the system and remained true to their promise to abide by the victor's decision. Almost after 200 years within the Vault 21's halls, we released the seals of the ancient doors and we opened to a new world. A tribute to Mr. House. Mr. House, with the help of the families, transformed the mostly unharmed ruins of Las Vegas into a paradise. It resembled the city that we remembered thanks to the stories and items held by our forefathers and secured in Vault 21 after the cataclysm. We were awestruck and cautious at once. Slowly, we left the confines of the vault and settled within New Vegas, aiding in its reconstruction. Vault 21, a giant complex of functioning machinery, was a great source of materials to rebuild New Vegas. Mr. House stripped the vault and filled its empty husk with concrete, only leaving behind parts of the top level. This section is where you find hospice and where the warmth of our ancient home remains alive for all to enjoy. We have come to recognise the wisdom of Mr. House in forging a new and brighter future for all generations of New Vegas inhabitants. Without his leadership, the barren wasteland would have remained uncivilized, savage and brutal for all time. We sincerely hope that you join us in celebrating the glory of New Vegas and the memory of Vault 21's legacy. When it comes to messages, unregistered user, yeah, I can't send any. Now, there is another thing I want to point out. In terms of the actual geography to the main map, this is meant to be built over where the Hilton is in Las Vegas. Which is pretty awesome, because I've been there for New Vegas Day. And then, there's an item that only Sarah possesses, but we're actually walking back to her room here. Because I completely forgot about one other really cool aspect. Cool, if not a little creepy to a certain degree. See this here? Yeah, that's your mother and father from Fallout 3. Well, yeah, the Lone Survivors one. Lone Wanderer. Why are they there? I don't know. Cool wee Easter egg, no doubt. So, how do we get out? Remember, whatever way you go, if you ever get lost, just go to the main atrium, where you find the gambling. Take this door here, up the staircase, and up the next set, and you will be able to exit the vault. Sarah carries with her. You can't sleep with her, by the way, after enough speech checks. And I think it's 30 vault suits. You can be persuaded to hand in boomer suits to her, but that doesn't actually count towards her overall total. There's the giant sensor module, next to the other giant toy car. That's just kind of cool. She sells this. Oh.
Hi.
Right, let me see. What kind of things do you have? No worries. Okay.
Good to see you again.
Now, let's go to what you have for sale. Look at this. Vault-Tec Lab Uniform. You don't find any of these in Fallout New Vegas at all. She's the only one that has it. It's pretty good. Gives you +5 to science. No damage resistance. So, to be fair, it's just meant to look cool.
Give me a shout if you need anything else.
Wow, why did her voice go really deep there? Again, unlocking this doesn't give you anything that her normal terminal already told you. Let's have a little nosy at this new piece of equipment that we now have, the Vault-Tec Uniform. Awesome. Yeah, like the one from Fallout 3. A bit of homage to it all. This place is accessible from the top's basement. Well, when I say it is, if you let Benny run away, he'll unlock an elevator and it'll take you to the maintenance level of this. Although it basically is an area you shouldn't and will never really need or go to because it doesn't do anything. You can just tell that certain things have been somewhat rushed from time to time. Unlocking the terminal will lose your karma, but hey, it gets you some XP. That is Vault 21. Now we're on to our next location, Michelangelo Science Shop. Thank you for watching.